Hey there guys, Raj here. I hope you guys are well. Today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at Purple Oud, a fragrance from Dior and specifically from their Maison Christian Dior Parfum line, which used to be called the Dior Privé. This is Dior's attempt at creating a higher end line of luxury fragrances. So I have been working off a 2 ml sample that was given to me when I purchased Dior Homme Intense, I think it was. So the sales assistant gave this one to me. Here's the sample. And yeah, so this is a fragrance that I've actually mentioned a couple of times on my channel before. I do like it. I definitely think it is a more sort of restrained oud. I don't even feel like oud is a heavy player in this fragrance. And if I had to use a couple of words to describe this, I would say Parisian oud is the best way, I think. And I'll touch on that a little bit more. So in terms of the notes for this one, well, on the Dior website, they describe it as, or they say, I'll kind of give you a summary of what they say. They say it's an oriental dream depicted in a vivid, warm painting. There is a sparkling oud that's combined with other lively notes like orange and pink peppercorn and saffron. This shimmering oud will seduce those who like the animal strength of this heady wood, but they say that it is a more brightened up version of this accord, or this woody spicy accord is freshened up a little bit. And I definitely think they have freshened it up a little bit. It's not as heavy as Oud Isfahan, it's not as powerful as leather oud, so it is more of a restrained, spicy, woody, slightly sweet, slightly touch fruity fragrance. It's well made, definitely, that's for sure. So performance, I think, so I get really good performance with this one, and I think it projects well, but sometimes you can never tell like how much a fragrance is pushing off your skin until other people sort of around you are picking up on this one. I think also that this is a year-round fragrance. I have worn it in warmer conditions, and I think it works. I've also worn it in cooler conditions, and I think it also works quite well. I think a man or woman could definitely pull this one off. And I feel like it has a formality to it. Like you could wear this casually if you wanted to. I just feel like more work situations, going out for drinks, going out for dinner, and you would want to put on a scent like this. I think it works better in those scenarios. So what do I get from Purple Oud? What does it really remind me of? Well, I mentioned the word Parisian oud, and I think what they've tried to do is create a fragrance that is going to appeal to maybe the Western market, but also appeal to people who are used to more stronger, slightly woodier, spicier accords, maybe typically found in the Middle East and that part of the world. It does remind me, or it does give me this feeling, this impression of maybe a guy from, it could be anywhere like Saudi Arabia, who lives in Paris and who has brought his culture to Paris, but has also adapted the Parisian way of life and has extended that to his choice and style of fragrance that he wears. In the opening for this one, it's short-lived, but there is definitely the orange note is quite noticeable. It's earthy, and it does remind me a lot of Terre d'Hermès. You blink and you'll miss it. It's one of those things. Like 10 or 15 minutes, in the opening, when I'm smelling this close to my hand, I was like, yeah, this definitely reminds me of that slightly sweet, juicy orange, but then also very earthy and surrounded by touch of spice as well, that you will find in Terre d'Hermès. But that is quite short-lived, and what you later get is this very nice harmony of notes. You get the soft sweetness coming from the saffron, which adds a touch of spice, combining in there with a note that actually isn't mentioned at all on the Dior website, which is strange, and that is vetiver. It's very, very noticeable actually in this fragrance, and adds a really nice depth. It adds a touch of smokiness to it, and is used in quite a balanced way. I think it's a really, really well balanced fragrance. I think all the notes, apart from that orange that kind of dissipates quite quickly, all of the notes do have a chance to shine. and it is fairly stripped back. So you get that smokiness from vetiver, but nothing too harsh and nothing too boring as well. It's noticeable, and it's nice, and it adds to that. It adds to the whole effect of this fragrance being a smoky, woody, touch of spicy fragrance as well, but done in a very, I would say, quite gentlemanly way. But somebody who is a gentleman who has a slightly rougher side, who has a side to him that is not too restrained and is not too prim and proper. You know, they like to let loose now and again, and that's what this fragrance, I think, does really, really well. So Purple Oud is definitely a good scent. It doesn't have the wow factor for me, even though I have mentioned good things like it is a little bit more tailored, shall we say. I personally wanted a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more body and a little bit more character and a little bit more oomph in the way that Oud Isfahan hits you. Maybe not to that extent, because that is quite a loud fragrance, but somewhere in the middle between Oud Isfahan and Purple Oud is really what I wanted or would prefer. The oud in here is, I mean, is it really an oud note? Is this an authentic oud? I don't really think so. There is a kind of gasoline-y, woody kind of accord. You know, I mentioned gasoline. This is Dior after all, and they have created Fahrenheit. So I suppose, I mean, maybe there is a touch of Fahrenheit in this fragrance. You know, maybe I'm just, that's a stretch, but yeah, it's not an oud dominant fragrance, and I don't think they've used real oud in this, which is not a problem. Synthetics are absolutely fine. I just wanted a little bit more. Like this fragrance, after the opening hour or two, you are kind of left with this spicy woody accord, which is nice, but I would expect more from a luxury brand like this and a price tag of like this. But for what it is, if I just judge it on scent alone, forget about the brand, forget about the price, I like the fragrance. I like the way it smells on me. It has good performance, and yeah, you know, that's, you know, a lot of people, that's pretty much all they need. So in terms of the rating for this one, I'm going to go 7.5 out of 10. It's well made. I don't think it's going to make its way into my collection, but you never know. Maybe a little 10 ml decant would be a good idea. So guys, over to you. What are your thoughts on Purple Oud? Do you like the new direction that Dior is going in with its Maison Christian Dior Parfum collection? I know a lot of people are complaining. Are you one of those people? Anyway, hit the like button and subscribe if you like what you see, and check me out on Instagram. Click the notifications bell as well, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.